Oh, oh. Glory be to God. Glory be to God in the highest. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Ike Wambie, live and direct from the Advancement Studio here in Miami, Florida. And it's a beautiful new week. It's a beautiful new week. It's Sunday, the 16th of October, 2022. And I have a brief word for you today. The advancement key we're going to be considering briefly this evening or morning or whatever it is in your locality is these: inspired actions announce you before kings. Inspired actions announce you before kings. Inspired actions announce me, announce you, announce us before kings. It is my prayer that you will begin to manifest what is called inspired actions. Years ago, the Lord gave me a word, and that word was this: that inspired actions are superior to required actions. And I was studying the story of Jesus and Peter, and when Jesus told uh, Peter and his friends to cast the net, and Peter said, "We have toiled all night. Nevertheless, at your word, we will do it." And when they did that, they caught a net breaking quantity of fishes. Now, you'll notice that Peter had exhausted the required know how of a professional fisherman. But at the word of Jesus, he took a specific action. That specific action is what I call inspired action. And you can see how the inspired action he took became superior, produced greater and better results than the required actions of his professional know-how. Does that mean we should ignore our professional know-how? No. He still used his professional know-how. He's still engaged in the fishing business. He's still engaged in the skill and the art of the fisherman. The only difference now was in the inspiration of the Lord that made him to be, to be freshly inspired to do what he did. And that is what is called inspired action. In our lives, we have to trust God for inspired actions because oftentimes we find ourselves putting in so much labor, putting in so much energy, putting in so much effort, and that is good, that is necessary, that is what I call massive action. But in doing that, and that is what the Bible calls diligence, being diligent. But in doing that, you must also look out for what is called inspired action. You must find out what God is saying in the now. You must find out the agreement of your spirit to your soul in what you're doing. If not, it might just be so much labor with very few results. And that is why I want to remind us today that inspired actions announce you before kings. In every profession of the world, or whatever thing you find, in whatever profession you find yourself in, there will be kings and queens in that profession. I mean, men and women of outstanding results, men and women of renown, of repute, people that have produced, I mean, people who are in the top 10 or 20% in that profession. Those are the kings in that profession. Those are the nobles in that profession. And I am saying that inspired actions, when you engage the force, the strategy of inspired actions in what you do, you're going to be announced before the kings and the queens in your profession. Regardless of what it is, it might be a teaching profession, it might be a medical profession, it might be an administrative profession, it might be a marketing or sales profession, it might be a thought leadership profession, an influencer profession, a public speaking profession, whatever it is, you always have the top 10 to 20% people in that profession. It is inspired action that nudge us and push us higher on top of the ladder. I said in my book, in one of my books here, uh, this is Advancement Secrets, 10 Golden Secrets for Jumpstarting and Driving Your Business Dreams. 10 Golden Secrets for jumpstarting and driving your business dreams. I said here that inspired actions announce you before kings. Inspired actions announce you before kings. So, whatever niche you operate in, be it the pharmaceutical, legal, spiritual, engineering, public speaking, lifestyle, personal and spiritual development, and even the political sector, you would always have the nobles and kings. You would always have men and women of notable outcomes and productivities. Now, there is something remarkable that King Solomon said, and that the Bible tells us in 1 Kings 11:28. Something remarkable that King Solomon did actually. In 1 Kings 11:28, I read, "And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor. And Solomon, seeing the young man that he was industrious, say industrious, he made him ruler over all the charge of the house of Joseph. And I submit to you that it was the industrious attributes of Jeroboam that caused Solomon to make him ruler over all the house of Joseph." Do you want to become a ruler over all the house of Joseph? Do you want to become somebody of repute? Do you want to become a renowned professional a renowned professional executive in your field of endeavor? Then you must remember this word, that inspired actions announce you before kings. It was the industrial attribute of Jeroboam that inspired King Solomon to increase the influence of Jeroboam and gave him dominion over and charge over the house of Joseph. Promotion comes through inspired actions. Promotion comes through inspired actions. If you want to move to the next level, you must be found to be converting your ideas into deeds. Let your lofty ideas become lofty deeds. And when your lofty ideas become lofty deeds, then people will notice you. And when people notice you, then promotion is come. Because when people notice you, then the people in the top 10 or 20% in your professional niche will notice you. And that is how promotion comes, announcement comes, increase in influence comes. But you must be found to be doing something. Somebody said, "Oh, I want to be known before I start." It doesn't really work that way most of the time. You have to start before you get known. You have to start. And when you start converting your lofty ideas into lofty deeds, then you will be known. I also put it this way in this book. I said, tally your heart with your hand. I know you have lofty deeds, lofty ideals, lofty goals in your heart. But will you, for the moment, tally those lofty deeds in your heart with your hand? Let your hand begin to speak what you have in your heart. Because nobody will believe you until they see what you're doing. People, you might say, "Oh, I have," somebody said, "Oh, my heart is I have a golden heart." Well, yeah, you have a golden heart. But a golden heart does not profit anyone, because a golden heart is covered. A golden heart is not seen until you begin to do what is in your heart. And that is what it means to tally your heart with your hand. And when you do that, it is called inspired actions. And those inspired actions will eventually announce you before kings, the kings and the queens, the nobles, the people of worth, the people of nobility in your profession. That you must do if you want to get to the next level. Remember, it's a brand new week, a mighty, mighty great week. And I am wishing you the best this new week, praying for you that you will continue to advance from one level of glory to a higher level of glory. And if you need more information on this book, Advancement Secrets 10 Golden Secrets for Jumpstarting and Driving Your Business Dreams, you can go to Amazon.com and get it. It is a loaded book, and it will help you to do one thing among several other things. It will help you to launch that lofty idea that is in your heart into the world. Until I see you next week, I remain yours truly, Dr. Ike Wambi, and I say to you, it is too late to quit now. Keep advancing. God bless you.